He spent his entire career in this business. He loves people, great international business, trains, leads, helps, loves, building it with his wife, Gina Merritt. This is Steve and Gina Merritt. Welcome, Steve, Double Diamond, Janess. Woo!
Friend. Good.
All right, bro.
Good. Are we set?
Go.
How we doing? We good? Okay. How's everybody doing? Wow. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, corporate team. What an incredible event. Have you been enjoying yourself so far over the weekend? All right, this morning was incredible. The doctors panel, first of all, the Double Diamond panel was incredible, and what they shared with you, and Calvin talking about the momentum, and the doctors. I loved, Dr. Christian Drapeau, or Christian Drapeau as scientist, just sharing with us for how we can have better health and live life to the fullest. Wouldn't you like to do that? I mean, think about this. I was thinking as he was talking that my wife Jean and I got in this industry when we were in our 20s, okay? We're knocking on 60. My wife in a couple months is going to be 60. Me in a year, he's 60 years old, been in this industry. We're going to be 60, but we've been in this industry since we're in our 20s. And I was thinking the information that we've gotten to be healthy, all right? I was a pro athlete. I still ski. I was a pro water skier. I still ski with even my grandkids now. They're all skiing with me, okay? In fact, most of the people I ski with are young because no one else can do it. Okay, I barefoot ski at about 45 miles an hour on the water, so I got to teach all the kids how to do it because the adults can't hold up. But I'm taking all the Revita Blues and all the stuff that Christian was talking about, and we're being around people too. You know, it's one thing having great products. It's one thing about making money. But just being around positive atmospheres for the last 30 years keeps you young. Do you realize that? Yeah. My wife was a flight attendant, okay? When we fly, the flight attendants, we're going to talk about contacting. The flight attendants that we contacted years and years ago are still in the tube, okay? And it's not the same as it used to be, if you know what I mean. I've traveled through the airport yesterday, all right? It's not the same. And, when you don't have hope, what do I mean by hope? When you know you've got a vehicle that one day you can be free. Are you with me? Yes. And you know that you could be. And if someone else did it, I negotiated my way out of high school. I told the teachers, if you don't pass me, I am coming back next year. And I got my diploma in high school, right? So I didn't really they gave it to me. If you can take a kid like that really, yesterday we were talking about things that held you back, or challenges, right, Betty? Right. Challenges, okay? It's interesting that I'm talking about inviting today. All right, Betty asked me to talk about inviting when that's the biggest challenge I really had in the business, okay? My wife, Gina, if you ever met her, she loves this business because she loves starting a conversation, meeting people, contacting them. No problem. She knows that you're either interested or you're not and just blows it off. Me, I'm a competitor. I like to win, but starting a conversation, contacting people, was not ever my thing, even to this day. But I know that if you got a dream in front of you and you know that you could be free, you'll do it. Okay? But if you don't have hope that one day you can live your dreams, you kind of just get older and slower. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know where you're going to be in the next 20 years for most of our careers. There's somebody at your office that's been there 20 years longer. That's you in 20 years. Are you excited? Are they flying to Scottsdale? Are they flying all over these great trips? Are they living and hanging out with fun people, motivated people? If they're not, then because you just keep getting more and more depressed. You don't hear Christian Drapeau saying, hey, make sure you get up and you move every day. Exercise, you don't have someone telling you that in a convention like this. You don't know what to do, right? You just sit on the couch and watch Netflix. And then you wonder why you're part of the people that are not living an active lifestyle. So that was kind of going through me this morning when I was thinking about coming up here and saying, hey, look, this is worth pursuing and putting everything into it. We started with full-time jobs, raising 4 kids. busy, 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 but we used our unproductive time, and we actually treated it like a full-time company, because you have more hours a lot of times after hours. You can fit it in on a weekend. We figured out a way how to use our unproductive hours with what they're teaching you today and this weekend and be productive. So I encourage you to listen, and I got confidence that the next training skill sets that are coming up after mine, I'm talking about contacting, inviting, all right, which is one of the most important skill sets you need, because if you don't contact, all right, if you don't invite, you can't show the plan. Am I right? I mean, you can't go nowhere unless you learn this skill set. So you want to start focusing on this one and realize that you don't have to be perfect. Before I go through all these details, I got all these slides. I heard Stephanie this morning. What did she say? That, how she got sponsored in the business. And Betty talked about she helped her sponsor her to get in the business. He couldn't even believe she was going to sign up. My sponsor called me up, and he'd already talked to my wife, and she said, call Steve, he'll sign up, okay? And then my wife told me, hey, Bob's going to sign up, whatever he's doing. So he called me. I said, okay, sign me up. And the phone went quiet. Can you sign me up? No, I can't. Sorry, I don't know how to sign anyone up. I've been doing it for a while, but only my wife Linda signs people up. So I said, you know what? Wasn't telling him this, but I just wanted to get it over with, because I really wasn't that fired up at first. I just wanted to get it over with. So I said, take me to the website. And I said, you need a URL. What's your URL? And I taught my sponsor how to sign people up. So that's how bad you could be to sponsor a double diamond. You don't even know how to sign, you have to know how to sign people up. You don't have to have any belief, like Betty was talking about, her sponsor, okay? Talking about mastering inviting, it's worth it though. I just want to make sure that you get that, because if you get a nugget from each speaker and you take that home and you start applying that, you're going to win, okay? First thing you got to have, and I'm not going to go through everything. You can even take a picture of some of the slides because they got a lot of detail, but I'm not going to cover every single thing, is you got to have a list. If you don't make a list, sit down and make a list. Where you can get your list from? Who's in your family? Who's in your cell phone? Everyone's got 500 names in their cell phone. Put them all down, okay? And who do you know from business? You know, if you're a baby boomer, you probably might know what a Rolodex is, okay? Go to the Rolodex, put all the names on the Rolodex. Who's in your emails? All the emails you've ever sent or received, put them down. You can't prejudge anyone, because like Stephanie said, you don't know who might be looking, okay? So that's the first thing you got to do, because you can't contact without a list. And you're going to have that strategy like Calvin was talking about with your list, and I'll help you through it, okay? Who do you know? You can take a picture of this because it kind of jogs your memory. We call it a memory jogger. You know an accountant, you know a plumber, you know your banker, you know your CPA. Just start thinking about people and this thing, and that gets your memory. Now, I've got a huge leader in my business, and I put dry cleaner because I didn't know his name. And I'll give you this real quick, because when you come to an event like this, you learn these things, okay? Because a lot of times you can talk to anybody, but does anyone want to get this done fast? Kelvin talked about momentum. Have you ever heard on the airplane, they probably said it on the way here, if you flew here, they said, when the oxygen masks fall down, what should you do first? Put it on yourself. Then you put it on your kids or anyone else that you can help, okay? It's the same thing in this business. You want to help everybody, but if you want to get your family free first, you got to have the confidence in yourself and belief in yourself that you're going to put the people that you do believe that would make this happen, and then set you free, because they're going to want to build it for their dreams, and they got confidence. So I said dry cleaner. So on the way to work, so many of you got jobs. On the way to work, I stopped by the dry cleaner, and Betty was there that I knew, not this Betty, but a different Betty, okay? And she took my laundry for years and years. As the flight attendants always got to get laundry. I didn't have many because I wore baggies, you know what I mean? But Gina's clothes, and I said, hey, Betty, is the owner here? I've never met him. Oh, yeah, let me get Scott. Now, I don't want to pick on Betty, but it's easy to talk to Betty. It's not as easy to talk to the owner, Are you with me? But an owner's taking risk. He had 7 dry cleaning stores. He knows what to do, okay? And I use my line. It's coming up in here, but I'll make sure I tell you to now in case I forget. I said, Scott, it's a pleasure meeting you, and I always compliment him. You know, you really do incredible work with all your laundry. I didn't talk about all the buttons that he ironed and smacked. You know, they crack them and everything. I didn't talk about anything negative. I just built them up. Man, this guy, I love this guy, Steve. I never met him before, but he tells me I do good work, okay? Hey, this might be a shot in the dark, but I'm working on a business project, and we're looking for business owners that are looking to diversify. He said, I'm looking to sell my businesses, and I'm open and looking. Where can I meet? You don't know who's looking, but he got confidence because he wasn't afraid to take a step out because he'd already been a business owner. You go through some of the people that have succeeded in this business, a lot of them already had started a conventional business. So who do you got on your names list? All right, put them down. Anyone you know, even if you don't know them, where are they that I can go see them? I love the conversation on the couch today where they talked about cold markets can turn into warm markets, but there's nothing better than knowing the people a little bit. You know, you can talk to me about social media contacts all you want. Since I've been in this business, there's been social media. People have been winning awards. They used to always win the award of the #1 sponsoring people, okay? They got the $39 kit, but they never got a package. They were enrolling, but nobody's serious. Remember what, I think it was Kelvin or somebody was talking about how I'd rather sponsor quality people, okay? Point is that if you don't know the people, this business is about just sponsoring thousands of people. You get one on the right, one on the left. You want to create momentum, you find one person first of all, if you find one person, Stephanie mentioned it earlier, you sponsor one person, you're going to be busy and you can change your business with just one person to create momentum that has a dream, okay? You find me 2 people, one on the right, one on the left, change your life. 2 people. Out of all who cares how many stones you got to lift up to find the gold nugget? You see what I'm getting at? But in the meantime, a lot of times, knowing the people a little bit, and you can get to know them on social media as well, or however you got to know them, but the key is that you're looking for people that you can talk to that might be open. This Scott I met that morning, and he came to, actually, I said we're going to have a get-together at my house on Wednesday, and my wife called me when I'm out meeting some more new people out of my comfort zone on Tuesday night, and she says, there's a guy named Scott here looking for a meeting. I said I gave him a little flyer and said it's going to be on Wednesday. He was already there Tuesday. Scott, it's not going to be it's not till Wednesday, but no problem. Let's get you started because everybody that comes to the meeting is going into everybody. Nobody knows anybody. Everybody gets paid for everybody. Get in now and you get paid for all those people you don't know. Sign me up. Okay? I don't know what kind of urgency or what you're saying, but if you're saying something to make them want that they're going to have something to lose, if you're saying something like, hey, we've got an international business. We're in 140 countries. I just had a big business meeting with my partners. I got something I need to share with you. That's what you should be texting and talking to tonight and on the way home and when you're meeting people, okay? Right here, who do you know internationally? I think that's the one that's up there now, right? No, the next one. Who do you know internationally? Start thinking bigger, okay? Because a lot of you might not know somebody in another country, but somebody knows somebody that you know that knows somebody in another country. And keep asking people who they know. Keep your ears open, okay? And by the way, maybe you could put some of these techniques to work over the evening instead of just, partying and not being productive. Meet someone tonight or challenge yourself to see if you can have somebody here tomorrow, like Stephanie gave you a free invite. Get them here. Do your best to have someone here. And if they don't, you'll at least be able to get them started days down the road, okay? Who's on your social media? Who's making comments? Who are you talking to on there? Put them on the list, okay? The more people you got on your list, the more confidence you're going to have at this contacting. What do I mean? Well, if you got 4 people on your list, you call the first one, they say no. You call the second one, they say no. Or you text them, whatever, they say no. You might never call. I've seen guys and gals, they never call another person. You know why? Because they know they only got 2 people left. They got no confidence. When you got 100 people or more on your list, you're like, shit, doesn't matter. Next, next, next. I just got to find me a Betty and a Stephanie, okay? Now, okay, so we've got the list, okay? And there's actually two types of inviting, okay? One of them is actually like contacting and you're meeting people, okay? Now, this is either online or offline, okay? The interesting thing is if you practice tonight offline, you'll know what to do online. What if somebody online says, what do you got? You don't know. If you said it so many times in person that you got it down, that the person that you meet online asks you the question, you know exactly what to say. Does that make sense? You got to practice. Even if you're not good at first, you're just practicing on people to see, and you say, man, I should have said this, could have been better at that. You know what I mean? Even if I remember I was at a men's clothing store one time talking to somebody, all right, a manager or whatever, and the guy says, no, I don't want to make any more money, I want to bring my wife home from work, don't want to eat nothing, don't want to travel, nothing. No problem, okay? See you later. So I walking out the door, and all of a sudden somebody says, hey, I don't mean to be interrupting and overhearing conversations, but I heard you got an opportunity. Any way I can get part of that? It's happened to me multiple times. I guess I got a voice that carries, if you know what I'm saying, right? But, you know, if you do that, you never know. And sometimes you could just be your spouse's hero. Like Gino say, I remember we're like in Hawaii at Emerald destination, and she don't stop. She's like thinking, hey, there's a sharp couple over there. You know? And by the way, I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but as I was getting ready, I was talking to some people at the meeting here, and they're like, when I talked to them and they said hi to me, it's just like, and I don't want to call out any names, but I mean, the breath just came back at me like I almost fell over. Please brush your teeth or take a mint before you start this. Does that make sense? I mean, comb your hair, look, I mean, you ever go to a place and say, boy, that person looks really sharp. Are they saying that about you? Does that make sense? Because people want to you don't have to work so hard if you at least have an iron t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like you look like you prepared yourself a bit, okay? But they can tell if you didn't brush your teeth, that's for sure, okay? So take a mint before you say hi to me again later tonight, right? Because it could have been you, I don't know. Now, the first one is you got to meet the people. The second one is you're going to invite them. Inviting, the only goal is to book a meeting or book a time to share them with the information that you got, like one of our videos, one of our, whether it's a product video or comp plan video, or get them to a one-on-one. I like booking to get to people to a one-on-one presentation, because it's a lot easier than trying to say, hey, come here at 7:30 on Tuesday night, because they usually got something. So it's easier to go to them first, and then a bigger group meeting or Zoom meeting is more for after the second opinion, second look, or they've already got in, okay? So the first thing that we're going to talk about is you want to become a farmer, not a hunter. So I like this because if you're like me and you don't know what to say, at least you've got a formula. Are you with me? You know, you got to think form. The minute you see somebody, my son was pitching the ball at he had a coach that was pitching at a baseball, and I was sitting at the bench, and I said, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but I'm just telling you my story. We talked about it last night. I was sitting on the bench saying, should I talk to this guy or shouldn't I? I was doing exactly what Dr. Pro was talking about, right? I was probably, my insides were churning, doing, something bad for my body. Like he was talking about fear. I'm like, should I talk to this guy? Shouldn't I? Should I? If he says this, I say that. Well, I say this. I mean, I'm sweating. I haven't even said a word. All right? When you got a formula, at least you know what to say. And if you have a dream, my goal is to bring Gina home from work and travel the world. I know that when I at least open my mouth, I got a shot at moving closer to my dream. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're going to become a farmer, not a hunter. So you're not just like hunting for people. You're doing what Samson said. The question was, you talk to any cold market people? No, I just wait for the right time. Okay, and you still can have a sense of urgency. You've got a bunch of people in the hopper. You go to the gym, you talk to the guy and say, hey, I see you're or maybe you bumped into him, was what I'm saying is, and you didn't know what he did for a living, but what do you do for a living? Or do you have a family? Yeah, I got a family. I got 2 kids. What do you do for a living? So you talk about their family. People love talking about their family. Remember, Stephanie was talking about open your ears, okay? So they say they got a, now you could do this online as well. You got a family? Yes, I do, okay? What do you do for a living? I'm a manager of a Gold's Gym. Okay, great. That must be a great career. No, I thought it was going to be, but I never get to see my 2 kids. I already know his dream. I already know what he wants. I don't even have to go to recreation. What do you like doing for fun? I love to snowboard. Well, where'd you go last year? We didn't go. Where'd you go the year before? We didn't go. Well, you know what? This might be a shot in the dark, but I got something you need to see. If you love to snowboard, you could go snowboarding every month. When can I see you? That was Samson was talking about. Let them lean forward for you, okay? And money or motive. Could you use some more money? Take a picture of that. Start using that tonight. Start practicing. Online, offline, it don't matter. Okay, remember what I said about inviting? Inviting is, the goal is to book a meeting, not to tell them what you're doing, okay? Guys are a lot easier when you contact them. Girls, or women, they like to ask a lot of questions. Like if I call a guy friend of mine and say, hey, I'm getting together over at my house Tuesday, got something we want to run by you, bring over Jane. Okay, next thing you know, we hang up, he's coming, phone rings back, it's Jane. Hey, tell me a little more about this thing. I need some details before we come over there. You know what I mean? So you got to just, but remember, you want to keep them curious. You don't need to tell them everything on the invite, okay? You might be nervous, but that's going to sound like you're excited about something. Because if you don't have excitement, okay, Calvin talked about momentum. Tony Robbins said, it's a must. Successful people create momentum. What are the 2 common things to create momentum? 2 things. Excitement and urgency. They've been talking about this all day. Haven't put a date on it. When are we going to get it done? We're going on the Sapphire Retreat, okay? We're going to get a cash bonus. Put a date and have some urgency to get that done, okay? All right, I'll try to run through these quick. You're going to have to take some pictures because I got a lot of slides here. But looking for lookers. We talked a little bit about that. Remember the guy that I was talking about at the dry cleaner? He said, I'm looking. Just ask people. Find out and by asking, are you looking? I'm just curious. I'm not sure, but would you be? Now, it takes a lot of pressure off. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask them if they happen to be looking. This might be a shot in the dark. I love that line. My team's used it around the world. Hey, this might be a shot in the dark, but I'm working on a project. I have met with some business partners of mine from around the world this weekend. Are you open looking for a huge opportunity? It's got to do with online. It's got to do with wellness. You don't have to get deeper than that. Okay? Then use the tools. You've already got the tools set up for you so you don't have to know all the details. It's a lot easier, like Betty and Stephanie, everyone's talking about. We've got prospecting videos, we've got product videos, we've got presentation videos, and we have the tool, we have online events, and we have in-person events, and we have you to go to them. Now, on every single thing that we spoke about so far as inviting and contacting, it's your business. Your sponsor can't walk with you and start holding your hand to teach you how to do this. You just got to start doing it, okay? And by the way, you can bring the upline, your prospects and the people that are interested, but until you start working on this skill set, you've got no one to bring them to. Does that make sense? Okay, so then you can lead people to events as well. So not only videos, but events. Opportunity webinars, Discover Jeunesse event, we got one coming up. We've got a recap coming up. We've got a Discover event, all online. But then you can go meet with people. Like Wendy said, people are out and about. I mean, there's 80,000 people at stadiums, okay? So you can go to meet with people, and you can put them on your own teams and your own uplines, Zooms and three-way calls. But use those tools to go do it. Remember what I said, you cannot mess this up. Someone looking, put it this way, if you brought me to meet somebody and we said the perfect contact or invite and they're not looking, nothing's going to happen. If you went and you never spoke to anyone, one of the brand new people here, and you just said, hey, look I'm not sure if you're open, but I'm on to something, I think. Would you like to come with me tomorrow? And they're looking, they'll come. Are you with me? it's got nothing to do with you being perfect or not. It's a matter of opening your mouth. So you cannot say the wrong thing. You start with the product, they want to build a business. You start with the business, they want to, it doesn't matter. You just got to do something, okay? Texting is the fastest way to get a hold of somebody today. I'm going to just put the pictures up real quick. Take a picture of it, but a little bit of a script. You have to use exactly this? No. Check with your upline, but keep it simple and use your own words. But, you know, how are you doing? I mean, I don't think that's too difficult. You know, what's up? Whatever you say to your friends, don't sound weird. You know what I mean? You might not want to text your mom and say, hi, Mom, this is, you know, she knows it's you, right? So just, what's up? And he's going to say, great, excellent. Our business model is experiencing unbelievable growth. Or I just got back from this isn't something I put together, but you could use it for this weekend. Say, hey, I just got together with a conference in Dallas. It was huge. It's incredible. I got something I want to share with you. Are you open? Yes, I'm interested. Great. So I'm giving you the lines, what to say back and forth. Here's a link to watch. Great. When can you watch this? Tonight. Okay, so you want to make sure they're going to watch it. You don't just send it to them and say, great, can I follow up with you tomorrow? What time do you think you'll have it? By 10:30. Great. I'll call you then. So you got to follow up. You're all set. You're moving forward. Okay. Then what do? You're going to send them. You're going to go meet with them. You're going to send them you're going to tell them when the next Zoom meeting could be. You're going to tell them when the next when's a meeting you could get to, but have some urgency. It's best to get with them on a Zoom or in person, better yet, in the next 24, 48 hours. Okay, second option, invite them to the next corporate meeting. So where is the next things that are happening? If there's a meeting like tomorrow, then you can invite them, like tomorrow, bring the person to the meeting. If not, you're going to go meet with them for a quick cup of coffee. I don't like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, by the way, because in 10 minutes you can find out if someone's looking, and if they're not, then you're stuck. Are you with me? And you got to pay the bill. Coffee, I don't care, okay? It's no problem, I gotta go, all right? But if they don't have a dream, there's nowhere, your invite sets you up for the next skill sets that are gonna be coming up after me. If they don't have a dream, if they're not looking, it's like you're in real estate, okay? And you got someone, you say, I'm in real estate, you wanna sell your house? No. You don't say, why don't you wanna sell your house? You know what I mean? Like, you're crazy, you gotta sell your house. You're not looking to buy. I mean, you get what I'm saying? If they're not looking, they don't have a dream, they're the hardest people to sponsor. Just plant the seed and say, hey, when you're open, let me know. But hey, you got a brother? Because usually a brother, like, my brother's never been in this industry, but I'm in the industry. You know what I mean? There's always somebody that is opposite in the family. So who do they know, or what cousin do they have that loves making money and ambitious and a person that is open to opportunity? And they'll give you the name. Okay? Product, same thing. You're just texting them and saying, because I love the text now, because anybody call people they don't answer, just text them, right? And you could throw out a bunch of texts, and then you're seeing who's answering, like tonight before you go to bed. I suggest, by the way, this is just a freebie, not even on my list, but send out, make a list of 5 to 10 people that you're going to talk to tomorrow, especially on Sunday night, getting ready for Monday. Who are you going to talk to Monday morning, so that you know throughout the whole day you've got to get through these 5 people or these 10. You know, start with, the reason why I say 5 or 10 is because you might not get a hold of everyone. How long does it take to send a text? And by the way, you're copy and pasting the text anyway, so just start doing it. But don't do it over till you can't handle all the people. You know, if you're talking in person talking online or in person to somebody every day, that'll lead into 2 or 3 people. And by the time you book the meeting to meet with them or to show the plan online or however you're going to do it and follow up, you're going to stay busy, but you got to be doing these business skill sets that are coming up, the 4 of them. Okay, the follow-up is just, hey, here's a video. So now they say, yeah, I'm interested. What do you got? So you can send them a video on the product you think that they would get excited about. I mean, come on, if you saw the video, it's already posted on North America Jeunesse from Christian Drapeau and Luis. I mean, it's incredible, the stuff that they were talking about. You can let them see that and say, these are our products, okay? Real quick, social media prospecting, okay? Because you got to realize that that's part of it. And I don't suggest you spending a lot of time, but if you spent 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes a day just going through this, you can find some serious prospects that are looking and open all over the world, okay? Post something every day. What do you post? Things you love to do. Post things, all right? And then add in something about business. Add in a product tip, you know, throw in things. I encourage you to keep them curious, though. Don't give them everything that you got. Just share them with things that you know, and you don't have to tell them all about the products, all about the company, all about the opportunity. Respond to what the people are saying, okay? You can join some different groups, like I love water skiing, so I'm in water skiing chat groups and Facebook groups, and you can do ones in your local neighborhood. You know, Gina's got all the neighborhoods, so you can find out people you're talking to in those Facebook pages, and then you talk to them, add them to your Facebook page, and then you can message them later. You with me? Because you're getting to know them. I mean, so I'm not putting out doing everything on the street. I'm just saying a lot of the times the people that learned it on the street are the best online because they know what to say, okay? Because it's just practice, right? The good thing about online is you don't look at them face to face, okay? And you could start a relationship with them. The same thing, form. How, you have a family, how is it? You know, great. Oh, I got a 2-year-old too, you know what I mean? And what do you do for a living? Oh, that must be a great career. I know the more you have people in your business and the careers, you know what everybody, the great thing about Jeunesse is every single career is in our business. So that means they all want to be in this. They all want something more, but it's got to be the person too. Okay, visualize what you want. That's really going to help you. It's what I kind of went back to earlier. If you don't have a dream yourself, you're not going to want to get up every day and do something for your family. You want to get up and do something extra. It's not that Gene and I, Stephanie and Steve, Samson, Calvin, Todd, it's not that we wanted to do something different. We just wanted the end result. That's a great thing to be talking about as you go into chatting with the people too when you're sharing the opportunity. Don't look at this whether you want to do it. Nobody really wants to do another thing. But if the end result at the bank is you go there, there's a lady that I say, Joan McGirt is older than dirt. She's been there all the time, forever, okay? So if you're the teller, you can look over there. There she is. That's going to be you in the next, not 20, but 30, 40 years. She doesn't travel. She didn't get to go nowhere. You know what I mean? But she wouldn't want to do this. No problem. We need a banker. Make sense? Okay? What do you want? Okay? And that's going to drive you to do the things that you're not comfortable doing, but you're going to get out of your comfort zone to do it. Don't wait for your upline. Don't wait for Wendy and Randy. And by the way, you can have confidence that you got the best founders in the entire network marketing company running this show for you, okay? They're putting the retreat for you together, okay? There's so many things. I've been talking to Betty and AK and telling us all the things that's happening. But right now, as they add these new things like the retreat, it's better if you had a lot of people here from your team, so those of you that got a lot of people are going to be able to, and watching online, get the excitement to have people earn the trip, okay? So have a dream that you're fighting for, and you want to have it so bad that you understand you can't get it doing what you're doing. Set those goals. How many people am I going to meet today? How many people am I going to contact today? Now, as the girls and the gentlemen share the next skill sets, those are all goals too. So you want to just stay in that zone of activity, business activity generating goals that are going to help you generate income for your business, okay? And put yourself in control. Remember, you know, this business, as fast as you want to go, is how many people are you contacting every day, okay? You just got to, and you're going in the funnel. Are some ready now? Yes, some ready. Myself, after I signed up, I didn't do anything for 3 months, okay? A lot of people would have quit if they didn't wait. They wouldn't have waited for me to get done for 3 months. My sponsor kept going, okay? And then once I saw that they were taking all these trips and having all this fun, I was ready to go, okay? So the point is that you got to be patient with everybody as you're putting them in. Some are going to be ready to go now. Some are going to be ready in 3 months. Some might be ready in a year, but you got to be focused. I will say this, that Stephanie had a huge comment that she made about all the people that have been in your business, all the people that you've contacted, should I say, forget they've been in the business, all the people you contacted that might have said no to you. Everything has changed. So you owe it to yourself and you owe it to them to give them a call. You only need 2. And they know you probably the best because they've been watching you, and you say, hey, look it, I just got back from an incredible game-changing business meeting. You got to see what I got. You got to make them want to see what you got, all right? Have fun. Don't take yourself so serious, okay? You know, there's the inventory in our business is people. You with me? Yeah. There's no end to the people, okay? And you got to just kind of have a little more fun with yourself, saying, you know what? I know what I'm going to say. I'm looking for a looker. I don't have to be perfect. I just got to say hi. I mean, practice this on your way home through the airport. People walk by, say hi, okay? Most people walk by, they're like this, okay? So you just start saying hi, okay? The people that say hi back are the ones that could possibly be prospects. Is that with me? If they grunt, they ain't going to be good. That makes sense? If they say hi back, you possibly could have a conversation with them, okay? But so many people put their head down, they don't say hi, but you start changing. That's a little thing in life that you could start changing people, because you know what? Maybe the next person they see, they'll say hi to, okay? So have fun. Keep your dream in front of you, because if you don't have that dream in front of you, you're not going to be motivated to take the next step. Start taking massive action. It doesn't mean that you burn yourself out. So start. If you haven't contacted anyone in the last month, start saying hi. Start with one person. Check that off the list. The next day, another person. All of a sudden, you'll create a habit, and you will start creating that action, the activity level that you need to create that momentum 90-day run that Calvin was talking about. So, hey, it's been great sharing with you. Have a fantastic rest of the convention, and take some notes on the next 3 topics that are going to be coming up, skill sets. Thanks.